Hey guys, Jarrett here. Obviously, I am not on the show this week to preview everything. Got a family matter to attend to, but I did want to at least give you guys my picks for the week going into week 5. So this is me doing that. I'll start on the Steelers side of things. They're playing a Cowboys team where they should be able to run the ball. No DeMarcus Lawrence, Michael Parsons. Cowboys missing their best defenders on a defense that was already kind of shaky to begin with. Pittsburgh's run game has not been great. Yeah, they rank 10th in the league in rushing yards per game, but they're averaging less than 4 yards a carry and are 26th in success rate running the ball. So if there's any game that you can hopefully start to get this run game going on a consistent basis, this is the game to do it. Utilize Justin Fields' legs. They will not have Jalen Warren or Cordero Patterson, more than likely. Nick Faribault of Penn Live reporting ahead of the injury report coming out that it looks like Jalen Warren's not going to be playing. Cordero Patterson hasn't practiced, so it looks like he's not going to be playing either. So it's going to be Aaron Shamplin, and it's going to be Jonathan Ward as the two other backs outside of Najee Harris. Najee Harris did not have a good game against the Colts. We talked about that on Wednesday's show. So I am going to cautiously take Pittsburgh to win simply because I think their defense, what they showed against Indianapolis, isn't who they are. I mean, we saw how good they can be throughout the first 3 weeks of the season. Do you want to chalk it up to a quarterback change mid-game? I'm not going to even chalk it up to that because the first play from scrimmage, Anthony Richardson threw a 42-yard pass to Michael Pittman, and that kind of set the tone for the game. So I don't expect the Steelers to play extreme lights out defense every week. There's going to be a game or two every year for every team where even the best units don't play their best ball. And that's what I'm going to chalk it up to more than anything in terms of how they played against the Colts. With the Cowboys, you don't have to worry about a run game to stop. It's Ezekiel Elliott. It's who is it, Luke Gay or whoever their fullback is, whose name is escaping me right now. Who else is back there? Rico Dowdle. So the Cowboys don't have a run game that you have to worry about. You worry about one thing on Dallas's offense, and that's CD Lamb. Dak Prescott's a good quarterback, but who else is he throwing to outside of CD? I don't think that the Steelers are going to be, the old analogy I use, they're not laying awake at night worrying about, Kevontae Turpin. Don't think that's going to be a big worry for Terrell Austin. Brandon Cooks is a fine number 2, but again, it's not someone that you're exactly like freaking out about. I do worry about, okay, is this going to be a big Jace Ferguson game at tight end? Or are they just going to beat up the middle of the field like the Colts did? Patrick Queen needs to have a big bounce back game. Peyton Wilson, I need to see a little bit of a bounce back from him. He didn't have the best game against the Colts either. So I'm going to pick Pittsburgh to win and bounce back and get to 4-1. Traditionally, Mike Tomlin teams are incredibly good in prime time and on Sunday Night Football, and it will be a home game for the Steelers. So I will pick the Steelers to win. In terms of the Baltimore and Cincinnati game, my head tells me that the Ravens should win this game because right now they're starting to get in a little bit of a groove. They've won 2 straight. The run game looks really good, and it's looked good over the past 2 weeks. And the Bengals have struggled to stop the run. So my head says Baltimore, but I'm a Steelers fan and I hate the Ravens, so I'm going to go with my heart, and I'm going to pick the Bengals. We've seen their offense play extremely well this season outside of week 1, but week 2 and beyond, they've played really well. Joe Burrow's had a really nice season. Saw them come alive more than they have at any point in the season last week against Carolina, albeit against the Panthers, but still it was a game that they needed. Baltimore, like I said, fully expect them to be able to run the ball, and if Cincinnati can't stop that, then the Ravens will win this game because we've seen that Baltimore has rode their run game to wins over the last couple weeks against Dallas and then last week against Buffalo. So the Bengals have to figure out a way to stop the run game. Not even stop it, just contain it as much as they can, because I don't think they're going to be able to all out stop Lamar and Derrick Henry from running the ball. But if it turns into a shootout, then that's where I feel a lot more confident in Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase and T. Higgins than I do in Lamar Jackson and Zay Flowers and Rashad Bateman and Nelson Aguilar being able to throw all over the Bengals defense. So assuming that it turns into a high-scoring game and it goes back and forth and the Ravens need a play down the stretch through the air, I'm going to pick Cincinnati. When it comes to Cleveland and Washington, I think I'm going to be done picking the Browns until they win a game. Because every game that I've picked them to win, I thought that they should have won against Las Vegas with, playing a team that didn't have Devontae Adams, didn't have Max Crosby, and they still went out and lost that game. So I'm done picking them to win until they show me that they're going to win. Washington's offense is, like, statistically speaking, the best offense in the NFL right now. Jaden Daniels leads the NFL in EPA per play. He has made very few incorrect decisions. I think he only has one interception on the year, and that came in a blowout win last week against the Cardinals. So I'm going to pick Washington to win. Defensively, they only allowed 14 points to a Cardinals offense that I thought was going to be able to put up points. There's been clear improvement this season from the Commanders' defense, which isn't much of a bar considering how low it was with Jack Del Rio last year. But Dan Quinn's done a really good job with this team, and I really love the energy around Washington right now. They have right now they're sitting atop the NFC East. They're very clearly the best team in that division right now, and they might have the best quarterback in that division right now. Who knows? Obviously, it's still early with Jaden Daniels, but I will take the Commanders to win. And like I said, until the Browns prove to me that they can win a game, I understand that they're 1-3 right now. But every time I pick them, they seem to let me down. So I'm going to take the Commanders to stay hot and beat the Browns. And if everything goes as I think it will, then the AFC North at the end of the week will go Steelers at 4-1, Bengals at 2-3, Ravens at 2-3, and then the Browns at 1-4. We'll see if I'm right. I'll see you guys back on Wednesday. Enjoy the rest of the show with Ace, Q, and Sunny.